Hello! A pleasant day to each and everyone. My name is Johan Estunyakaw and we are down for one brand new tutorial video. Are you encountering difficulties in your statistics and probability subject in senior high school? Does the lesson revolve on how to compute the mean, standard deviation, and variance using the stat mode or the SD mode in a scientific calculator? Well, fret no more because luck is on your side since this video is made just for you. Are you excited to know how? I hope you are because I am also excited to share to you the steps on how to compute the mean, standard deviation, and the variance using the SD or stat mode in a scientific calculator without hassle or difficulty. To not prolong both our agonies, let's get this video started. Let's first have a quick recapitulation. We should know what defines a mean, standard deviation, and variance. First, we have the mean. The mean is the average or the most common value in a collection of numbers.
In other terms, the mean is the sum of the values divided by the total number of values.
Second, we have the standard deviation. The standard deviation is a number used to tell how measurements for a group are spread out from the average.
In other terms, the standard deviation is defined as this. It is the positive square root of the variance.
Third, we have variance. The term variance refers to a statistical measurement of the spread between numbers in a data set.
In other terms, the variance is also defined as the average of the squares of the distances of each data value from the mean.
Now, so much for that. I hope that it somehow freshened your minds on what the particular terms, namely the mean, standard deviation, and the variance is defined in statistics. Going further, before I show to you the steps on how to compute the mean, standard deviation, and the variance using the SD mode or the stat mode in a scientific calculator, we must first remember these following key terms.
There are special functions the reader must know and use in finding the mean, standard deviation, and variance using the SD mode or the stat mode of the calculator. Here are the following.
First, in S-sum, it is composed of functions, the summation of x squared, the summation of x, and n. Second, for S-var, it is composed of functions where x that has an underline on top of it signifies the symbol for the mean. X sigma n is for the standard deviation of the population, while x sigma n minus 1 is for the standard deviation of a sample. Third, theta or x is the button to be pressed in order to input the data in a specific scientific calculator.
Are you ready? Kindly lend me your ears, eyes, and attention for a short amount of time because this is what you are all waiting for. There are simple ways on how to compute the mean, standard deviation, and the variance using the SD or the stat mode in a scientific calculator. However, please do take note that scientific calculators vary depending on what brand you are having. For today's tutorial, I am going to show to you how to compute the mean, the standard deviation, and the variance using the SD mode or the stat mode in a scientific calculator having the brand Delhi D991ES+.
Step 1. It is very important to activate the stat or the SD mode of your scientific calculator. But first, you have to make sure that it is on. Then, you may press the mode button found here at the upper right portion of the calculator. Here, there are many choices, but you have to find the one labeled with stat and press the number that corresponds to it, which is 3. After doing it, we have just activated the stat mode of our scientific calculator.
Next, after going through stat mode, we are now given another set of choices that we have to choose from. From here, we have to find the one labeled with 1 var and press the number that corresponds to it, which is 1.
Third step. We can see here that there is a table, and this is where we will going to add our data. We are going to input our data here one by one, and suppose our data are 3, 5, 6, and 23. In adding our data, we have to first start it with 3.
And then press the equal sign. Notice that 3 has been added to the table. We are just going to continue doing it. Press 5 and then the equal sign. Press 6 and then the equal sign. And then press 2 and 3 for 23 and then the equal sign.
When we are finished putting our data, it will look like this. Now all we got to do is press AC. Fourth step. When we press AC, it will correspond to 0. What we have to do now is press Shift, then 1.
Here we are given another set of choices, and all we got to do is find the one labeled with var, corresponding to the number 4, and then we have to press it.
Step 5. Now, we should be able to get the values of the mean, standard deviation, and the variance of our given data. In order, first we are opted to find the mean. Remember that the mean symbol stands for a letter X with an underline on top of it. So locating the labeled X, it corresponds to number 2, and we have to press it.
Press the equal sign, and there we have it. This is the mean value of our given data, which is 9.25.
Pretty easy, right? But wait, there is more because we still have to find the standard deviation and the variance of our given data. Continuing, in getting the standard deviation of our given set of data, we have two kinds. It is either the standard deviation of a population or the standard deviation of a sample. Either way, we are going to get the standard deviations and then also get the variances.
To get the standard deviation of a population, we will still encounter the same process. After getting the mean, we can now get the standard deviation of a population by pressing AC. After doing it, we would now have to press Shift, then 1. Select the one labeled with var corresponding to the number 4. Afterwards, select then the symbol that stands for the standard deviation of the population labeled in number 3. You have to press then the equal sign. And there you have it. The value of our standard deviation of a population is 8.011710179. From here, we can then be able to get its variance. With the same process, using the value of the standard deviation of a population which has 8.011710179, we then now have to press x squared located here. Then we have to press the equal sign. Now we have obtained our desired result. The value of the variance from the standard deviation of a population is 64.1875. Now we are going to get the standard deviation of a sample. To get it, we have to press AC and Shift and 1. Press the one labeled with var corresponding to the number 4. Then choose the symbol for the standard deviation of a sample located in number 4 and we have to press it. Now, all you got to do is press the equal sign. And then we obtained what we are looking for. The value of our standard deviation from a sample is 9.251126.058. From here, we can then be able to get its variance. Using the value of the standard deviation of a sample, which is 9.251126.058, press x squared, then we have to press the equal sign.
Then, we now obtain the value of our variance, which is 85.583.333.33. It is driven from the value of the standard deviation of a sample, which is 9.251126.058.
Have you get it? If you do, then that's great news. If you still haven't, then don't be worried since you can still watch this video dozens of times depending if you want to. No restrictions. You can go in your own learning pace as much as you like. Just familiarize the process and remember the following important key terms that will assist you in solving for the mean, standard deviation, and the variance using the SD mode or the stat mode in a scientific calculator. I am pretty sure you will get the hang of it. Well, that's a wrap. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial video. It may sound difficult at first, but it's quite easy, right? Once again, I am Johan Estuñaco, a student from STEM 11 Socrates. See you again for another potential tutorial video. God bless and goodbye everyone. Have a nice day.